It's that time where I release my gaming favorites of the year video, and I cannot believe we have hit a 2022 video. To be fair, I didn't really play a lot of games this year. The genres weren't as expanded as what they usually are. It was definitely more of the niche path that I took, but I've had a really busy year. So with what I have played, I do want to talk about and tell you what I enjoyed. So grab your tea or your iced coffee in this case, and let's talk about my favorite games of 2022. Number 1, Pokemon Scarlet. Can you believe I'm even saying that? This game launched with so many issues, so many technical problems and glitches and bugs, but the actual game itself, the way it played in my experience was incredible, and I loved it so much. So according to my Switch stats, I put 60 hours into Pokemon Scarlet, and that sounds about right because I couldn't put the game down. I loved the open world, and for someone that did buy Pokemon Arceus but didn't actually play a lot of it, this was a new concept for me, and I really enjoyed my experience with it. I actually found the story decent, but what I loved the most was the open world concept of literally running around and seeing what Pokemon you can catch. And it made it so much easier to catch shinies. Like, I caught 4 shinies just randomly because I could actually see them. This is the one Pokemon game that I've actually completed my Pokedex, bar one Pokemon. I just need Miraidon traded from a friend, and then my Pokedex is complete. That's the only Violet Pokemon I need, and I've never completed a Pokedex before, so that actually says a lot about how much I love this game. So the next game is actually Stardew Valley. This is a game my boyfriend and I put so many hours into. I played on a new game and a new Switch, and I actually put 85 hours into this game, which is a lot of hours. We spent a lot of time playing co-op together and building a farm together. And then sadly, when I upgraded to this Switch recently, I lost all my save data, so my farm no longer exists. But from what I have played this year, Stardew Valley was just the one game that we could jump into bed every night, turn on and play together, and just be at peace with what we were doing and playing and enjoying each other's company. It was a really romantic game for us. Game number 3 is actually God of War Ragnarok. Now, I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm about 20 to 25 hours in, but when Pokemon came out, I did put the game down and just kept playing Pokemon. So I do have to go back and finish it, but for what I've played so far, that game is beautiful. It plays so well on the PS5 with our new TV. We have the Samsung Neo QLED 8K TV, the QN800B. So using the PS5 with that on a game like God of War just looked incredible, and the gameplay experience is so much fun. The story is actually captivating, and I couldn't actually get into the first God of War. I don't know why, but this one I'm really enjoying. So I can't wait to go back and actually finish it. But so far, it's actually a masterpiece. Alright, number 4 is one that I didn't think would make my list, but I played so much of it this year, and it's actually Fortnite. When I was streaming, I was playing a lot of Fortnite, and I also had my other half join in with the streams too and play online together and have a lot of fun. And it became like our party game. So when we stopped playing Stardew Valley, we jumped into Fortnite. We built this monster of a PC and we wanted to actually use it more. So yeah, we dived into Fortnite, and I actually really liked the game. I didn't think I would ever say that again after like season 2, which is I think what I played back in the day, but it's actually addictive, and it's something that I'm not quite bad at either. So yeah, short and sweet, but Fortnite came in at number 4. Also, these are not in any particular order. These are just the games that came to my head when I decided to write my list. Okay, number 5 is a game that I currently have a love-hate relationship with, and that is Disney Dreamlight Valley. So the game came out in early access. I bought it on the Nintendo Switch, and it's full of bugs, as we know. But the biggest bug that I had was the fact that my cloud storage would not work. So from the moment I loaded the game, I went to set up the cloud storage and it kept failing. And this was kind of a known issue with certain Switch players. So again, when I went to swap my Nintendo Switch over from my Animal Crossing one, I actually lost all my save data. I had about 20 hours into it so far, and that was pretty consistent from launch, not playing as much as what I did with Pokemon, but yeah, lost it all. So haven't gone back to that game, refuse to go back to that game until it comes out in full access, full completion, which I think is this year, 2023. But it was really enjoyable for what it was. That kind of Animal Crossing farming sim, life sim experience, but on a Disney scale, was really cool to play with, to learn more characters and have them come to your island and work with them and do things for them. Like it was pretty interactive for what it is. So I do like the game, but my experience is just one that I can't really forgive. I paid like $60 for it in early access as well, for it to have as many issues as it did. Like a lot of stuff wouldn't load. Again, the cloud save wouldn't work. It crashed on me so many times. The first time I booted it up for a first look video, I was waiting an hour for the game to load, and I had to uninstall it from the Switch, then reinstall it again for it to actually work. So yeah, it was kind of just a bit of a mess from the start, but when you actually get into the game and play it, it is enjoyable, but I just can't bring myself back to playing it again until it's out properly. And in that case, I'll probably play on PC as well, not on the Switch. But it does make a good Switch game. It's a good handheld game. Coming in at number 6 for me was Slime Rancher 2. Now this was another early access game. There's a lot of early access games I picked up this year, surprisingly. Didn't think I would, but sometimes can't help myself. But Slime Rancher for me was something that I've always loved. It was just a peaceful game to jump on and play. Don't even know what I'm doing other than catching and farming slime, but the game just looks really pretty. It's really colourful and fun. And so I was really excited to pick up number 2, and to be honest, I can't really remember my experience from playing number 1, so the games felt the exact same to me. But again, it was something that I could just jump onto and relax to, or relax with rather. I was playing it on PC because that's what it released on, and I did have a couple of issues with some lag and staggering. No matter what I changed my graphics settings to on my gaming laptop, which is a very powerful gaming laptop, it just kept having some issues here and there, but it wasn't enough for me to put the game down and not play again. I did actually play quite a bit of it. According to Steam, I've played 13 hours, so I did put a lot of time into it. And again, it was just something happy to play. And all these kind of farming, life sims, adventure sims, crafting games, they are my guilty pleasure. I have a pretty stressful life at times, especially with work and just other factors. So when I am feeling a bit overwhelmed, these are the games that I jump into for downtime. And for me, it's very therapeutic. So this was, again, one of those games. Number 7, it's not, I wouldn't call it a favorite of the year, but something that I did play a decent amount of, and that was actually Gran Turismo 7. So it allowed me to pull out my racing simulator again from the garage. I have a wheel and chair set up. Racing games to me are nostalgia. So I played a lot with my dad growing up across the PlayStation, the PS2, didn't have the PS3, but the first 2 consoles, like the racing games were our thing. And for me, it's just something that's like a core memory unlocked. The game looks incredible, especially on the PS5. Just the colors pop and the way the cars look so realistic. It literally is a game in realism mode. Like it just looks incredible, and definitely one that if you like racing games, I think you should pick up. So game number 8 is another indie game, and that is Grow Song of the Evertree. I am a massive, massive fan of Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, which is by the developers Prideful Sloth. They are Australian as well, so when I saw that they had released another game that was very similar to Yonder, I lost my mind, and I bought it on the PS5, I think, yeah I did. And that was just, again, another cozy game. I jump on the couch with a blanket, with a little drink, and I just sit there and grow my own little worlds and watch these little people and come to my town. And oh, it's just, these life adventure sims and farming sims are just my favorite games ever, I swear. And again, just another indie, but it's not just another indie. Like, I don't know what it is about the Prideful Sloth games, but I just love them so much. These 2 are incredible. So if you do love your indie route and really cutesy games, oh, you gotta pick this one up. It's so good. It's enough to keep you engaged, but it's not a lot of content that requires a lot of thinking from you. Like, it's definitely just a, hey, you wanna play a game for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour or so, just to chill out? This is one for you. And it helps that it's really cute too. Okay, so the second last game I'm going to talk about is another indie, and it's Stray. Stray was so much fun. Like, I'm so happy to see a game like this release. It's just so different. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before. Really, I haven't played anything like it before. The story was engaging and captivating, even though you're playing as a cat. But the realism in the game, like just to have that cat model represent a real cat so well, down from the purring to the textures, the way the cat would move and do things, like it just, again, realism brought to life in games, right? And I'm not a cat lover by any means. I'm definitely a dog person, but this game just made me like cats even more. I played through this 3 times. I got the platinum, I did every single trophy, which some of it required multi playthroughs, but I was so dedicated to getting that platinum trophy and I did it. And I genuinely would go back and play that game again, even though I've done absolutely everything. Like, it's just so much fun. If you haven't played it, you've got to get it. I think it's also on PC now. I could be wrong about that. I played it on PlayStation and yeah, it was just such a hit. The last game on my list is a bit of a stupid one, and it's actually YouTuber's life too. I played this game so much. Just another simulation game to add to my list. This one was just ridiculous, but so addictive. Like, who wouldn't want to simulate a content creator? Like, that's what everyone wants to be these days, right? That's why we're all on the internet doing what we do. So just to do that in a game is kind of funny. I played a lot of this and it only made the cut because, again, I played a lot of it. I actually played 30 hours of YouTuber's life too, according to Steam. That's a lot of hours for a game like that. Again, another simulator because that is my genre and that is literally my games of 2022. I can't believe another year has come and gone, and I'm really excited for 2023 and the releases that are coming out this year. Like, the biggest one for me, 150,000,000,000% is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That is the game that I know I will probably put another 300 hours into, like I did Breath of the Wild. But I'm also excited to see what other indies are coming out and simulators, farming games, just that indie world that I'm so invested in. It makes me really happy to have such variety. Well, I say I don't have a lot of time to play games, but the hours I've put into games have told me different. Depending on the console, of course. If it's on the Switch, I have a lot more time to play because I can take that with me. But the point I'm trying to make is I can't sit and play heavy-based story games for very long anymore because it does take up time that I would rather be spending on making content, or I would be at my in-real-life job, or spending time with my family and my partner. So that indie part, especially in handheld, I can take those games with me literally everywhere I go, and I'll always have a moment to play, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes here and there. So I'm really excited to see what's going to come out this year. But I would love to know what games you loved in 2022, and also let me know in the comments what games in 2023 you are excited for, because I know there are a few releases this year that are coming that are going to be pretty big. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and thank you for making my 2022 such a memorable year. I'm so excited to be on your screens again in 2023, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel and my other social medias as well, and I will catch you in my next piece of content. Bye! It's time for another iced coffee.